What's going on, everyone? Your favorite jealous eater is back with some more Paige. Sound like Bianca from Prince Family. Bianca. But like way more enthusiastic. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Apoc and Paige. Paige is back. We're back with another podcast.
Can you see your likes on? Oh yes, you can.
What? What are you doing?
I wanted to see if I could see the likes on here, and I liked that one.
Why? What does it matter?
Oh, I had it right here.
You can just go back. I have it on Messenger. You sent it to me on Messenger.
Yes.
So today's a bit of a different spin. And by the way, I will be doing more of a official Apoc video, breaking this down in a sense. But something came across TikTok that just blew our wigs off.
Yeah,
holy shit.
I don't know why it popped up on my thing.
But it's cool because we can talk about it. You know? We saw comments and it was confirmed that it was real, but we had to go triple check that shit because we wanted to make sure we were talking about it and it was there.
Because somebody in the comments was like, "No, this is not true. This is Photoshop." And the creator of it was like, "No, you can go look for yourself." And the same person came back and was like, "Okay, you're right. It's not Photoshopped. It's real." Yeah, I confirmed.
So Chris Watts, everyone knows him. Monster around the world, killed his wife and his three children. Kids, yeah. And so there's something that everybody has missed. This person said that they always found this weird, so they must have knew this prior, right? That's what they said in the TikTok.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy that she's just coming out with it now.
Yeah, I don't know, but
maybe she thought other people noticed it too.
Yeah. Okay. So
I didn't notice it.
And nobody did.
I watched this video.
But let's pause this because we're just going on without any context.
Yeah.
We're gonna play the clip for you right now so you guys can understand what we're talking about. We're just gonna play the TikTok clip. That way you kind of know what's going on here. And again, I'm gonna make a whole nother ass video about it. Just taking the clip from the actual video and breaking that down. But here's the clip in question.
I was always just blown away by this. Watson never mentioned that Shanann was pregnant until this commercial came on. Commercial is quite literally, I don't know what for. It's a baby in an hourglass, and the time runs out, and then a skull appears in oil.
That is just insane.
Well, so,
you can go look. I'll leave a link to the actual video down below in the description. So if you want to go find out, I don't know what timestamp it is yet. So maybe later, the timestamp might be there if I'm feeling for it. But I'll at least post the link there if you want to go look at it.
To the actual video.
To the actual video. Yeah. But what I'm saying is I'll put maybe a timestamp or at least just the link to the video, so if anyone wants to go quadruple check.
I know there's a lot of people who know about Chris Watts, but that, like you said, he killed his wife and 3 children. He put his 2 girls. Well, so his wife is pregnant, so that was the other murder. That was the other child murder. She was buried outside. So he works in an oil company, right? Yeah. Something, and he went to his work site where they had these 2 big oil tanks, and he buried Shanann, his wife, and their son Nico outside in just a shallow grave. And I think that was because he had to go back home because his wife was missing at that point. Before that, he had put Bella and Cece in the oil tanks. Yeah. So that's where they were found. They were put, literally shoved them in an oil tank. Yeah. So that's the gist of it, and that's why this is so crazy.
Out of all the videos put out on YouTube, this is the first time I've ever seen anything like this. No one talked about this. It's because
I've watched so many videos.
Yeah, I know. When it happened, we watched so much shit on it.
Well, and I watched more stuff on it after my cousin had been murdered because it was similar situations, Yeah. And I was just trying to figure out what happened, and
you get so caught up in it.
And I watched everything, and I still go back and I watch the footage of the camera footage from the neighbor. Yeah. This is what they were looking at right here in this video. That's what they were doing. They were at the neighbor's house looking at the camera footage, trying to figure out what happened to Shanann. Yeah. And Chris Watts is standing there all nervous because he knows what happened to Shanann.
He's so pressed, bro. He is so pressed.
And you're gonna have to go watch that video because it's honestly very funny to see him freaking out, and you can see him silently freaking out.
It's not even just silent. Like he's not saying much, but you can just tell by his patterns of behavior that he's so guilty.
And it's not nervous because his wife is missing. It's nervous because he's watching footage. His body language is showing.
He's watching him. He's watching footage of himself through his dead wife and
because that's what the footage is. It's footage of him backing his truck into the driveway or into the garage, and like I've watched that footage too, and you can see when he actually you can't see the body, but you can see him, and then how he's holding. You can just see him like reposition her body when he's trying to get her. You can
see
in the
like
car.
With the shadows and stuff. Yeah.
And you can see that. You can't see the body itself. Obviously, it's on the other side of the truck.
You see like silhouettes.
But you
and
can
stuff.
see that. You can see the daughters. You can see him when the little girl comes up. Her little shadow, and he picks her up, puts her in the car. You can see that. But I've watched this body language video on Chris Watts right here at his neighbor's house. I've watched it so many times and I did not even notice this commercial.
Yeah, well, like
I wasn't paying attention to the commercial. I'm paying attention to the camera footage.
Not to mention, even all these people who put out videos and they're all just like body analysis videos or pattern of behaviors or like the contradiction and lies, and which are all good, but you're looking at him. You're not looking at something on the shelf or something on the TV. The only thing people were looking at the TV, it was
the camera footage,
and they're like, "Oh, fuck this commercial." But this commercial is literally telling. And on the real,
some people in the comments are like, "This is an American Horror Story footage. This is just more of coincidence and timing." I was like, "No, it's not."
So I mean, when you think about it, so there's a baby in the womb, and then there's like an explode in an hourglass, which is like time's up. Yep. There's an explosion. Next thing you know, there's like a skull covered in oil. What else?
That's not.
How is that a coincidence? How is that a coincidence?
This is, and I was just saying this earlier. Like, this is literally only a couple hours after he put their bodies in the tank.
Yeah, not to mention
this isn't like 24 hours.
No.
This is the morning. This is the same morning he put his daughter's body in the tank and he buried Shanann. This is the same morning he murdered them.
Not to mention, literally at this point in time, he's literally being looked at, and the neighbors and the police already know it's him.
Her friend.
The friend knows. They all know. You can tell, and he's pressed. And this is the exact moment where they're like, "Dude, we fucking caught you." And he's pressed. This is the exact moment, and you're telling me, out of all the ads or commercials, thousands, millions, or whatever that's out there, this one, I don't care if it's American Horror Story or not.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, on this specific time, this very thing literally is exactly what fucking happened to his children.
And this is like where people, I know they can get controversial, but I don't care. It was Shanann telling on him.
100%. Well, here's the thing, is that whether you believe in God or whatever, spirits and ghosts and all this stuff, those things exist because, humans, they have a soul, and so even if you don't believe in God or whatever,
that
people
doesn't
still
really
have
anything to do with God.
No, it's a spiritual. There is a spiritual world, and you cannot tell me that this is just a coincidence. It's just too much. It's right there. It's insane that this happened at this point in time. Like, he's literally being looked at for murdering his children, and then this is Shanann saying, "Hey, look what he did." And then on top of that, this is the only time he acknowledged that Shanann was pregnant with his third baby. Yep. When he saw the fetus on the TV.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because that one, it should be one of the first things. He's like, "Oh my God, she's pregnant." He should be like, "Oh my God, she's pregnant." Especially because she's had issues. I think she had issues with her first pregnancy. I don't know if it was both of their pregnancies, but I know she had issues with her first pregnancy. And he should be worried. Yeah. And he wasn't worried.
Yeah, here's the thing is, he doesn't look worried for the safety of his family. He looks pressed, like, "Oh, fuck. Like, this is bad." There's two different, like, patterns of behavior when you're worrying about another person or your family rather than yourself. He's getting pale. He's like, "Fuck."
And there is ways of, I know that like, there's that stupid saying, everybody reacts differently to certain things. Well, no, not really. Somebody you love, your children, your wife are missing, and you don't know where they are. No.
Well, you don't turn pale.
You don't you don't freak out when you're watching security footage. You stare at that security footage to see if there's anything going on.
Right.
He wasn't even looking. You don't go on the news.
There you go.
And you're not smiling on camera and not crying whatsoever. All his body language is so weird in that news clip.
Well, it was like a typical narcissist. Like when they were rolled up on him, someone commented on something about him like being a runner or something like that, and he's like, "Oh yeah, man, I ran a marathon." I'd be like, "Dude, fuck running. Where's my family?" You know what I mean? But he just typical
and
narcissist.
like the things that he said, there was things like Bella was supposed to start kindergarten.
Yeah.
Bella was supposed to start kindergarten.
Yeah.
And like the same thing happened with the person who murdered my cousin. He would talk about her in the past tense when we didn't know that
Which we
she
should
was
do a
gone.
podcast on that.
Yeah,
too.
we should.
Yeah, because it's very, very similar to the Chris Watts thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like there
it's
wasn't.
more. It's a little bit more.
It's more like there's some
bit,
similarities between.
It's more sick.
You want
in different ways.
Yeah, well, we can dive deep into that crazy because.
Yeah.
But the cases are very similar, but they're also different at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are very different because there was no children involved.
But it's pretty fucking insane and demented. But anyways, we'll do that another day. That'd be interesting to do.
But when it's just all these things that just showed he was guilty. It wasn't about everybody reacts differently. No.
There was probably people saying that in that time, but then when you're like, but he ends up being guilty.
There was people who knew he was guilty.
Right.
But this mother is guilty.
But that's the thing though, is that people probably within that time, because people are stupid, well, people react differently. But the problem with that is that he actually ends up being guilty.
Yeah, and I don't expect people to, like, I know some people don't always cry. I think they're just like, they don't want to think the worst. I would be crying, but that's
dude,
just,
if
it was somebody missing, they'd be freaking out.
Dude,
in
if
some
you
way.
went missing or you and Cassie's went missing, I don't know what the fuck I would do with myself. I couldn't come home.
I couldn't handle it.
I couldn't come home. I would be probably having insomnia from searching for you guys. Like,
I remember
there's
one
no
of the
way
things
I could
he said,
sit
he's like,
still.
something like the house feels so empty without them or something like that. I was like,
bro,
you made it empty, you motherfucker.
Well, not you made it empty, and then on top of that, while they were gone, you were having parties. You know what I mean? With that one chick.
Yeah.
You know. Man.
It's just so crazy, and I was just fucking mind blown.
Yeah, I definitely believe that's Shanann telling. It doesn't,
for sure.
And that's the thing. It's let's just say I don't know if it is, but someone says American Horror Story commercial. Okay, fine, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Shanann could have used that commercial to tell on Chris. We believe in that sort of thing. We believe in that stuff. We've had stuff happen to within our lives that are like, whoa, what's this sign?
Well, I feel like with my cousin's situation, I feel like there was times where she did when they found her, it was around her birthday.
Yeah.
There was just certain things like that, and I do think that should happen.
Well, like there's our son, and then there's your cousin that died, and then remember we had the flowers in the front yard.
Yeah, and the flowers. There was a lot.
What were they, daisies? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were daisies. Daisies have never grown there in the front yard.
No.
And they just randomly popped up there. Two. No one planted them. They weren't there. They've never been there before. This entire time they've lived here, their entire fucking lives. And then two popped up. One bigger one and one smaller one. And daisies were her cousin's favorite flower. Now, what we took that as personally was that her cousin and our son are in heaven and they're okay.
Exactly.
Like it's insane. We took that as a sign, and this is a fucking sign that Shanann's like, bro, I'm coming back and I'm haunting your ass and I'm telling them what you did.
I think I don't know if it was like a sign from Shanann, but I remember when Shanann's mom was talking. I think she was on Dr. Phil or something like that, and she was talking about how like literally she felt the moment her daughter died.
Yeah.
She said she felt it.
You have a connection, you know?
And I don't know if that was Shanann telling her or if that was just a mom connection, whatever it was.
It's like the Force, bro. Like when Anakin and them were attacking the Jedi temple. Jedis were dying, Anakin killed a bunch of younglings, and Yoda was like, bro, my heart.
Oh, I remember that. That was so sad. Yeah. Yeah, this case is just so fucked up, but this was just so mind-blowing, and
we had to talk about it. Like, I literally stopped my pre-pump. I was outside, nice sunny day, my pre-pump. I was outside getting a nice workout. Biceps are starting to pop back in, trying to get that beach body for the summer. Paige showed me this TikTok while I was out switching around my dogs, and I was like, oh man, I kind of like really want to talk about this. I was like, I can work out later because I'm going to gym later anyways. I was like, I'll work out later, and I'm gonna come back and talk about this because I just want to talk about this because this blew my mind. Actually, like even I called my mom. I was like, bro, check out this TikTok.
Did you show her?
I showed her. I called her, but she said she'll call me back later. But I showed her. I don't know if she's seen it yet.
Yeah,
but,
I'm gonna have to show Mom,
but
because that's
boom.
weird.
It's just like out of everything, we've seen so much on this Chris Watts case. It's crazy that there's something so different at what everyone pointed out, because everyone was talking about the same thing: body language, lies, contradictions, blah blah blah.
Well, I remember before he came out with his whole what happened, like when he killed the girls, there was people who thought he killed the girls in their bed.
Yeah.
And before it came out that he didn't, there was people in this, this footage that they're watching, this camera footage that they're watching. There's people who they got that footage and they were picking apart pieces in that, and they were like, look at these little shadows. These are the girls. He's picking up one of the girls, and it was that. Yeah. It was exactly that.
Yeah, because like you said, people thought he killed them in his bed, but he tried to kill them in the bed. They didn't die. They just like went unconscious or something like that, and they didn't die, and they came back, and then he put them in a truck on like top of their dead mom and drove them out to the work site and killed them there, and then stuffed them in a fucking 8-inch
It's horrible.
diameter.
Like it sounds horrible when we're talking about it. It's even worse when you hear the details. It's awful.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone knows all the details by now, but it's just
so there's even people will still look at that footage, this camera footage, and be like, there's somebody else there, which I believe that there was somebody else there, and I think it was the bitch who he was dating. Yeah, it's just so crazy.
Right.
That's so like good for Shanann.
Yeah,
I think it was Shanann.
Oh yeah, dude. There's just no way that it's not. There's just no way that at that particular
Shanann
point in
and
time,
the girls and the boy.
Yeah. But there's just no, like, she was telling on us, so I'm coming back and I'm haunting your ass and I'm gonna tell them what you did.
You're going to hell, motherfucker.
You're going to jail.
No, he's fucking going to prison.
I know, right?
Surprised
he's not dead. Surprised anybody didn't murder his ass already.
They've kept him away from people, I think. They've changed him.
No, they have changed him, yeah. I don't know. I don't even know if he's in general population.
I don't know. I think before he got convicted, they were changing him to different prisons.
I don't know. Maybe they put him in a prison where people have killed their fucking babies. I don't know.
I think that they do that.
Yeah.
The man who killed my cousin, they put him in a certain prison.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that what they said?
Yeah.
They put him in a particular prison with, I don't know if they put him in with...
Wasn't it like a sex offender prison?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. It's just crazy because all these prisoners, and it's just people in general, but prisoners, they have this moral compass. Like, they'll kill their own mother, but if you kill a little kid or touch a little kid... They'll fucking kill you.
He's fucked, yeah.
Yeah, they'll kill your ass.
They also do a thing. There was one where I've heard this guy I think he's killed his whole family, but he took his dog. He didn't kill the dog. He took his dog with him. I think he ended up leaving his dog somewhere, but he took his dog with him. It's just crazy. These people are. It's like the one that you looked at.
Yeah.
The dog lived.
Yeah, I know.
It's just. These people.
All right, well, that's it. I'm probably going to do another, like I said, little breakdown of the video to kind of analyze it more, because this is just highly interesting, but I wanted to come on here and me and Paige want to talk about this.
I'm definitely going to show my mom too.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. But anyways, all you jealous haters, that's all the slaps I have for you today. Sub to the channel if you're new. Like if you enjoyed the video. Every like is another reason why Chris Watts deserves to die.